Colonel Terry Childers is a decorated war hero, a trusted leader of American Marines, and I wish that was all there was to it. Unfortunately, there are 83 dead Yemeni citizens, many of them women and children. Colonel Hodges would have you believe that this crowd was armed. He would also have you believe that there is a videotape proving this to be true. There is no tape exonerating Colonel Childers. There is no evidence exonerating Colonel Childers. Is Colonel Childers a man capable of killing defenseless, unarmed people? Is he capable of ordering the execution of innocent men and women? Is he capable of executing POWs with his own hand? Unfortunately, we've shown that he is. You've heard the sad testimony of Colonel Cow, who witnessed Colonel Childers' barbarism firsthand. You've even heard Colonel Childers' own admission that his desire was to waste them, regardless of who they were. Now, we are faced with the difficult prospect of convicting one of our own. None of us wants to do this, but you've heard the facts, and it is unavoidable. Colonel Terry Childers ordered the senseless slaughter of a peaceful crowd. Now, as Marines, we do not get the luxury of covering up our mistakes.
We must air them, thereby ensuring that they never happen again. Thank you.
That's sovereign United States territory as much as if it were in Ohio or Maryland. Colonel Childers didn't volunteer to go over there. He was ordered to go over there because he was the best man for the job. We armed him, we trained him, we sent him over there to risk his life to save other Americans, and then ask him not to return fire. There are over 300 bullet holes in this building. Colonel Childers didn't open fire, he returned fire. And he waited until after 3 of his Marines were dead, and another lay mortally wounded. He waited until he was personally under heavy fire. He waited until he saw that crowd holding weapons. Only then did he order his men to return fire. Under the rules of engagement, a civilian pointing a weapon is no longer a civilian, and the use of deadly force is authorized in order to save lives. It's not murder. It's combat. Colonel Childers is the only man alive who was in a position to see that crowd. But the camera on the embassy roof had the same point of view. The government would have you believe there's no tape from that camera. I have shown you that that tape was delivered to the State Department. Do you believe that tape got up and walked out of the State Department on its own? By not producing that tape, the National Security Advisor, Mr. Sokol, has brought dishonor into this court. Without that tape, I cannot show you that the crowd fired first and that Colonel Childers is innocent. But without that tape, they cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty. Here's my case. He's all I've got. 32 years of service. 32 years of heroism as a United States Marine. Regardless of what you decide here, Colonel Childers' career as a Marine is over. He will never again command men in combat. The ambassador and his family are alive today because of him, and I know how the ambassador feels because Colonel Childers saved my life too. I'm alive today only because of him. My son is sitting in this courtroom because of him. I'm alive today and I have a son because of the heroism of Colonel Childers. To ask this man to risk his life for his country, to ask this man watch his Marines die in his arms, and call it murder when he's defending himself, call it murder for firing back when fired upon, to call it murder for saving the lives of his countrymen under the most extreme of circumstances, that's, my fellow Marines, that's hanging him out to dry. It's worse than leaving him wounded on a battlefield. That is something you do not do if you are a United States Marine. And it is something that I pray to God